Hello. Today let's take a look at some of the basics. We're going to look at walls, crowns, and some half-hitch coverings. To begin with, we're going to need to take 6 strands for this demonstration, and we're going to go ahead and seize them together. You can either use a strangle knot or a constrictor. Here I'm going to go ahead and just use a constrictor knot. There we go. Once we get it all seized up good, we're going to go ahead and turn it up, lay it out to where all the lines were radially extending from the center. Now, to make the wall knot, you'll pass the line below the neighboring strand and continue around the knot, doing that, just going beneath the adjacent strand. Most people will generally run counterclockwise when they do these. I just find it easier myself to do it clockwise. I just seem to be able to see the knot better. It's just easier for me to lay them out in that form versus going counterclockwise. Kind of even it up here. The last one then just passes under. And that's your wall knot. Next, we're going to look at the crown knot. To do the crown, we're going to take the strand and lay it on top of the adjacent strand versus beneath it, and do that working around the knot. One thing to remember with both the crown and the wall, particularly if you're say you've unlaid a 3 or 4 strand rope and you're creating that crown wall on top of it with those strands you broke out, you want to make sure you always go the same direction as the lay of the rope. You'll need to do that to keep the lays of the rope underneath the crown good and tight. Next, we'll be taking a look at half-hitch coverings. To start with, we want our line a little bit more manageable, so we'll go ahead and do a figure 8 form by passing between the pinky and thumb and building that up. And the end that you'll actually use for the working end will be that starting end. It pulls out much easier than the other end. Very rarely will that hang up on you. We'll go ahead and use a smaller piece and create a constrictor knot here to hold it all together. And the line will just pull out for you as you need. We'll be working with a 1-inch dowel here. Go ahead and tape it down real quick. And we'll go ahead and begin making our half hitches by passing to the right and then going underneath to form the hitch. In this example, we're going to do a spiral, so we'll continue to go to the right and just create half hitch, following half hitch to the right. Now looking at some of the other things you could do depending on how you do your half hitches. Here we see we've done the spiral as we've been doing before. At this point here I've started alternating left hand, right hand, which will straighten that seam up. And then I've actually added a second line here. So this is alternating lines going the same right hand direction, creating a larger spiral. And then here I've split those two out, done left hitches and right hitches that forms this diamond crossover pattern. And then down towards the end here, went to the opposite sides, broke that out, started doing straight alternate left and right. And at the very end, I've done Turk's heads covering the ends. This one's a 5-bite 3-lead. And then down on the other end, I've got a 5-bite 4-lead. I like to use a 5-bite 4-lead for its extra width to do the actual end coverings. The 5-bite 3-lead, I would use more towards the center where transition's at. Something along the lines of here where I've added this other line. I would cover that point up with that narrower 3-lead Turk's head. Thanks for watching and have a great day.